it was time for me to do something major. I wanted to put 4 songs together and drop a tape, like put out a tape. So I realized that I haven't been putting out a lot of content on my Instagram. So I was like, I can't just drop a tape like this and then don't, like, I have to like know, like, people understand what is coming. You understand? So I decided to make covers to songs. I did a cover to Reminiscences, Pomile. I did so many covers. Yeah, I did a cover to Pomile. I did a cover to two other songs then, until I did a cover to. So this song that I did the cover to, this Wizkid song, it actually dropped on a Friday. I remember I recorded the song a day after it dropped. The song dropped on a Friday. I went to my studio on a Saturday. That's the next day. I made a cover to the song. I posted it, and on the Sunday, that's the next day. On that next day, I got a call I got a message from Legendary Bimute. He hit me up. He's like, "Yo, your work is fire. Well, I would like to work with you. Give me your number. I'm gonna hit you up." So I spoke to him. He told me that they were in Abuja at that time, and then when they got back to Lagos, that he was gonna hit me up. So after like a week
what song was that? What song was it?
DJ Jimmy Jazz featuring Wizkid, O'Shea.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
O'Shea. Yeah, so like I made the cover to that song. And I remember when I met Wiz, so yeah, they didn't call me for like the first week. I remember I was hitting them up and everything. It was December, so it was the crazy shows.
It was a busy time.
Yes, it was a busy time. So when they told me they told me that they've been busy and then they're gonna reach out to me when they got to Lagos. So when they got to Lagos, they called me, and then I was going to the house. And then he sent me an address. He just told me, come meet me up at the studio. I didn't know where I was going to. I didn't know whose place I was going to. So when I got outside the house, I saw a G-Wagon. I'd seen that G-Wagon in a lot of Wiz's Instagram posts. And so I knew it was for Wiz. I'm like, okay, Wiz is probably in the studio making music. So I'm probably going to see Wiz. Oh, a good day. So when I knocked on the door, I opened the door. They opened the door. The first picture I saw was a picture of Wiz. I could see all the awards. I could see the foot smart. It was Wiz. I'm like, Jesus, I'm in Wiz's house. It was crazy. I stood downstairs in the house because he was working. He was busy upstairs in the studio. I sat in the chair and I was literally shivering, like, oh my God.
Were you the only one there?
I was with my friends. Funny enough, I was with my friend. 4 of us. And we were like looking at each other like, God, now Wizkid else you do. Now Wizkid else you do. That kind of vibe. So we're so shocked. Like, we're so shocked. I didn't expect it. I thought I was just going to work with Mute. I didn't. So when I went upstairs, the house, that's the upstairs of the studio, I opened the door and the first person I saw was Wizkid in a casual Jalamia wear. And the first thing he said was, Terry, bad guy, I found out. I said, Jesus. So this man knows my name. This guy knows my name. He knows everything about me. Like, it was a shock. And I remember I wore a face cap. I wore a dead face cap. So it took me, what's the video so you wear now? So no worry, you never wear all this kind of thing again. Don't worry, I go there.
Wow.
Everything unchanged. He gave me a huge amount of money. That was the highest money I'd seen in my life. The money was so much that.
Are you for real?
Yeah, that day he gave me so much money. I didn't go home to my house. I'm like, Mommy, you know what? I'm not coming home again. I'm not coming home again. It was so much money. And then after I gave me that money, it took like 2 weeks. I was calling them because they were supposed to call me like the next day after I went. So after that day, they didn't call me. I was wondering, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Didn't they like me? Did something bad happen? 1 week, 2 weeks, I'm like, Jesus, I really need to go to church now to go pray. I really need to go to church now to go pray. So I went, actually, it was actually on the Sunday. I actually got to church. I'm like, you know what, man, I'm going to pray. I went on the altar. I said, like, God, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
That's that boy.
These people need to call me. These people need to call me. So when I go back from church, I didn't go home. I went from church to my studio. I remember I was telling my guys, like, yo, I'm tired, man. These guys have not called me for like 2 weeks and I don't know what's happening. Wow. So I remember I left my phone in the studio and then I went outside the house to pee. And then when I came back in the house, my guys was like, yeah, Alpha, you know who just called you now? I said, who? I said, Mute, Legendary Mute. I'm like, for real? I was just trying to call him back and I got a text and it's like, do you want to come to the house today? Pull up if you can. Please come alone. I'm like, because and then I realized that the first time I went to too much people because
too many men.
we're actually like 5. So I got the dream. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna go with anybody. I'm just gonna go with the guy that's gonna take me. So when I got to the house, I met Wiz. That was for the second time I met Wiz. It was doing this pedicure downstairs the house. He's like, yo, Legendary Mote is upstairs, and we'll be making music, and I want you to go listen to one. I just recorded something. I want you to go listen to it. And I was like, wow. You know when Wizkid says go listen to his song, I'm like, Jesus. I was telling my guys, do you guys think I can do this? Yes. And all of them were like, yeah, guy, just do it, like free your mind. So when I got in the studio, Legendary Muti just played me the song, and it was Soco. It was the hook and the chorus of Soco, and I was listening to it. I'm like, God. And then Wiz just came to the studio and he's like, yo, bro, do something. And then he sat right behind me, and I
Pressure.
was like, yeah, I was like, I didn't know how to do. Then I think he noticed that I was a bit pressured, so he stood up and he left the studio. And in like 20 minutes, when he go back to the studio, I'd already done the verse. And then he just came to the studio. When he opened the door to the studio, he just Legendary Muto was dancing to it, and he was really like shouting like, "Hey, this is mad!" And then I was like, for real, is this mad? Like I was asking my friends, like I didn't know, like I was like, bro, it makes sense. Like, bro, this thing you go mad. I said, no, that one out. So I went home, and when I went home, I didn't go to they didn't call me, nobody called me. I was home again for like 2 weeks. I mean, I was ginger. It was already like 1 month that I met Wizkid. I'm like, yo, I'm not supposed to be in this place again. I moved. I'm supposed to be, so I moved. So it was really like, I was prejudiced. I'm like, okay, yeah. I just went online one day. I just saw an artwork. Wizkid posted an artwork. I saw my name on the artwork. Terry. I saw Cizamili. I saw Spotless. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know Cizamili. I only knew Cizamili like because he was dropping music before then, but I didn't know Spotless. I had no idea who Spotless was. So I'm like, I thought this song was supposed to be me and Wizkid song. So why are these people on this song? So
You, this guy.
I'm like, so why are these people on this song? But then I went, and then again, I went to the house. Then I heard the full song. I was telling my guys, because I went with my guy. I'm like, yo, do you guys think my verse on it was hard? They were like, yeah, it's hard, but I mean, these other verses are hard too. But
Each
your verse
each verse on that record was crazy.
was fire, yeah. So they were like, yeah, I mean, all those other verses are hard, but yours is very hard. I'm like, okay, no problem now. Bro, on the day the song comes out, everybody like on Twitter, everybody Terri, who's Terri? This Terri is lovely. This
Terry
Terri.
blow.
Everybody, I'm like, yo, I'm in my house. I'm like, guy, this thing that we did in 20 minutes is going mad. Like, and lo and behold, it became like, I think it's still the biggest Afrobeat song. Like,
It's one of the most
yeah,
incredible records, man.
Afrobeat songs of all time. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I feel like it's God, it's grace. Like everything that happened is divine. Like because like people, there are a lot of people that make videos online and tag Wiz every day. There are a lot of people that make better videos actually. Like a lot better videos, more musical and everything. But like they never get noticed. And me, I make a video, I get noticed. I go to the house. The biggest song of the year was being recorded. I was told to jump on it. I jumped on it. It became massive. Like it was all divine. And I thank God. I thank God for everything.
Absolutely. So when did it become official that Terry was going to be Starboy Terry?
I mean, Wiz told me from the first day he met me that he was gonna that I was a star boy, and my name is. He asked me what my name was, what name I wanted to use. I told him Terry. He asked me like, yeah, Terry, you want to use your real name? Yeah, I told him I was just gonna take off the Y and put the I. He's like, okay, yeah, no problem, fine. Then I got my name. I already knew my name was gonna be Terry. And when the artwork came out, it was Terry, so I already knew okay, it was gonna happen. But the contract, like the signing, didn't really happen until after the Soco song.
Absolutely.
So like after 2 weeks after Soco, we got the contract done, and it was great.
Was there a situation where you had to go and meet the boss and sit down and did he kind of like talk to you about the industry?
Yes, he did. He told me take a look at myself. Everything that I've been, or everything that I am today, I got here with no hype, no force, no false hype, no going around and giving false news or trying to be in news or nothing.
Just hard work.
I got here by hard work. I have
Facts.
hits. Look downstairs. I have a shelf full of awards. There's so many awards that I don't even like to see. There's so many awards. Awards don't even matter. There's so many awards that I turned down. I want you to be big enough to the point that you turn down. You look at it like you just look and say, "Oh, I don't want to." Like I don't. Not like you're turning it down. Literally, just saying like, "Yo, it's one of those awards." Like, okay, just keep it. Like,
you don't even focus on it. You don't focus on
exactly.
the
Like you don't focus on it. Like it's happening. Like it's just a normal thing. Like be big enough to where to the point where you get called for an award and you're like, "Oh, thank you, congratulations." But man, I mean, it doesn't make you. You don't have to throw a party because you're winning an award, because it's just one of the things. One of those things. Put out music. When you put out music, people are going to always find good music. He told me that, so I knew from the beginning that it was. And from the beginning, he told me, "You're never going to have any assistants in the studio. It's always going to be you from the beginning." From the day I met, from the first week we met after Soco, I had a session with Killer Tunes in the house. He told me, he put me downstairs in the studio downstairs, told me go record, and I just wanted to keep on making music. And on the first day of that I was recording the song, STG was actually recording me downstairs, and he could hear from upstairs, and he just came down. He's like, "Yo, Terry, this is fire. I'm going to jump on this." And that was the first song he jumped on. He just told me, "Give me the mic," and he recorded the full verse on the song that I was recording. All of that was just inspiration to me. Like I could really come from nothing to be in Wizkid house, make music that is strong enough for Wiz to be like, "Yo, I want to jump on that." I knew how hard it was to get Wiz on the song. Even before I got signed, I could see, like I could tell how people crave for.
Bro, Wizkid verse is like the holy grail. You know, people they people still looking for that verse right now. You know,
So it was
important.
huge. It was huge for him to come down and want to jump on my song. I'm like, wow, like it was great for me. Like it didn't have to say much after all that happened. It was just like, yo, I could tell from the story. It was real. Nothing was, you could just see it. I mean, like I was in the house every time I was going to the house and Wiz was always in the studio. I'm like, this same man that is supposed to be probably chilling. My guy was switching producers from this producer to another producer on the same day, like about 4 different producers. I'm like, wow, this is the way to go. This is what you have to do. And I mean, like all of that is what I'm taking and I'm putting into myself.